Afghanistan exercising control with spin in tandem into attack. Nabi and Gazanfar. Nabi to continue. He's using his crease really well, knows the areas to operate. Had a good partnership in the previous game as well, nudging and pushing the ball into the gap.
Yeah, talk about Mohammad Nabi, who was the member in that very first match that Afghanistan played, a one-day international. That was way back in 2009 against Scotland and Benoni, South Africa. Since then, he's only missed 5 matches, 166 for him. Bit on the aerial side, but again, good piece of timing. The moment it gets past that fielder at mid-wicket, it races to the boundary. Lovely piece of timing. He cannot believe it.
50 up for Bangladesh. Going into the pitch. Creating the length and punching it hard. Just not that short, just using the depth of the crease and hitting it into the gap on the onside. Short mid-wicket in position. Mid-on is straight, and he's found the gap to perfection. Good timing, good stroke.
Yeah, was not that far away from that fielder at mid-wicket. I thought he was in business. He got a little bit cramped up, Shumo Sharkar, but he also had, since he went on to the back foot, he whipped it away on the onside nicely.
Beautiful ball striking. What an astonishing cricket shot from Soumya Sarkar. It's gone the distance, it's gone for 6. A remarkable stroke with the tide over the cover boundary.
Probably shot of the day for me. They enjoyed it, so did we. Incredible. Inside out, on top of the covers, beautifully leans into it and times it to perfection, all the way for the maximum.
Oh, lovely.
Looking to take distance, lazy elegance about playing their shot over the top of the covers. Superb timing. Shades of Grandchild Slara in executing that stroke. Or Suresh Raina, brilliant ball striking. Superb timing from Soumya. Nicely punched down the ground, runs coming. Thick and fast for Bangladesh. They're progressing along nicely. 57 for 1.
شباب واي ګوره یو وکټ خبره ده یو وکټ خبره ده زنو
So 1 over remains in the power play. Overall, Bangladesh should be pretty pleased with their start, particularly after that stroke from Soumya Sharkar. And the captain is out there alongside him. 2 left-handers working nicely in tandem. 1 wicket to fall thus far. Maybe a bit of a giveaway from Bangladesh's point of view. Tanzi just the bat twisting in his hands and chipping it up to mid-on. And Mohammad Nabi took a fine catch. Ooh, now what was that? It might have been a little leg break. As I welcome Ahmed Fadaya alongside me. Full box of tricks he has, the youngster.
Yeah, and I just noticed he's actually trying a different variation today. This is the shot that you were welcome with into the commentary box, Andrew. That was shot of the day, rightly said by Athar. Full face off the bat, beautiful follow through, and look at the enjoyment. Everyone enjoyed it. I was shocked, really.
2 spinners on as early as the 7th over. It is a used pitch. It's the same pitch as 3 days ago. Did that surprise you, though?
Not really. I think this is not a bad track. I think there are runs on this wicket. You gotta have to show intent, which Tanzit showed early on. Try to attack the Afghanistan bowlers. You cannot allow the Afghanistan bowlers to settle. See, that's the problem. If you allow someone like Ghazanfar to settle, he will take you on. And that's what exactly they have done today, Bangladesh.
No run, no run, abhi aaj.
If you look at Afghanistan, quick run taken, they've also tried a different tactic. You see, the fielders are more straight in the circle, not allowing them to play with a straight bat and get runs, asking him to go across the line and probably create the opportunities. But it has been a wonderful start from Bangladesh. They're already 58 runs, beautiful partnership building together, 30 on the board. They look good.
Oh, well ball, buddy.
Yeah, just maybe a few signs that the pitch keeping, if anything, it's erring on the low side. Maybe the thought process from Hashmatullah Shahidi and the sort of the brains trust we heard Mohammad Nabi talk about Rahmat Shah's impact on that big wicket, the wicket that blew the game open, is get the seamers on in that second power play and try and sort of squeeze Bangladesh, bit of old school style. So into power play 2 we may see Gulbadin, Azmatullah Ormatzai come in. End of the first power play probably belongs to Bangladesh. It's 59 for 1. So the end of the first power play, we come in now to power play 2. So 4 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle, and immediately Hashmatullah Shahidi does do what we were just talking about, Ahmed. He's going to go to his medium pacers in these middle overs. Lots of clever change-ups you'd expect as well, with the pitch proving maybe a little bit lower on the bounce side. Gulbadin Naib into the attack. 2 in the deep on the leg side, 2 in the deep on the off. Pretty friendly loosener down the leg side. Second highest power play for Bangladesh versus Afghanistan in all ODIs. Just 1 run shy of the 60 they made against them at Lahore last year.
Yeah, and that has been a very good start from Bangladesh. The intent was early on with a full toss offered. Tanzit cashed it out, but the second I think he just couldn't clear it. Maybe got carried away, but good catch. That breakthrough, and then there was a moment of stoppage of runs. Shanto and Soumya Sarkar breaking the shackles and scoring runs nicely. Putting together 59 in the power play. As you rightly called it, I believe that it did belong to Bangladesh.
Yeah, the way that these one-day international innings tend to evolve here at Sharjah, a war of attrition is kind of the way I would describe it. Maybe, arguably, the best time to bat the whole day is this first 20 overs. The 2 new balls kind of skid on a little bit, are nice to score off. That's why Afghanistan went to taking pace off the ball. I even think Gulbadin here will bowl lots of cutters. 233, isn't it, the average first inning score here? Many will have watched the game the other day and thought that 235 wasn't going to be enough. It proved enough, and then some.
See, that's a very valid point you brought up about the wicket, how it behaves in Sharjah. The first 20 overs and then in between, the character of the wicket changes altogether. We saw that in the second innings when Afghanistan were bowling. From a position of strength, we talked about that, 120 for 2, and then another 23 runs and all 8 wickets were lost. So that is absolutely spot on, that you need to know which patches inside the game are that you can score runs at. Probably the first 20 overs and maybe later part of the innings when you come and bat second, you need to be very careful that you don't give wickets and keep your wickets towards the last 15 overs, because what happens is after 35 overs of a game in the second innings, when there's more dew and it is more wet, it then starts to come back onto the bat nicely. So you can score runs if you have wickets on this track, if you're chasing a total.
Definitely don't want to be chasing more than 250, and we heard Shahidi say that at the toss, didn't we? Didn't want to allow the Tigers to get anything more than 240. There's obviously plenty of talent in the Afghan batting lineup, but he wants more runs from his top order. And then there's that Rashid Khan effect in these middle overs too. When will they choose to use him? Well, when will Shahidi go to his trump card? These middle overs, it's almost a little bit like a chess match, isn't it? Both sides kind of almost maneuvering themselves to get a good platform to either get ahead of the game or force the opposition behind it.
Absolutely. Kind of mind game strategies come into play. You see how you construct your innings, how you eye a particular bowler that you can target for scoring runs against, and who you are very careful against, particularly against Rashid Khan and Ghazanfar. I'm sure Bangladesh will have different thoughts. Another shot. This is beautifully hit. Welcome boundary. End of the over. 66 for 1.
So we'll be seeing now from both ends. Good finish to the previous over. So that's the manager up at the top. But look at the young men, the fresh faces down at the bottom. That's the Afghanistan under-19 team. Now they'll come into action here in the UAE on the 29th of November. That will be in the men's under-19 ACC Asia Cup. And that will be played here in the Emirates. And the opening fixture of this Asia Cup, the under-19s, will be Bangladesh against Afghanistan. And that's the defending champions, Bangladesh, remember. So the youngsters, they'll be coming into action. And the scale of talent being produced across Afghanistan right now, quite remarkable.
Yeah, one man out in the field playing who will be also joining him is Ala Muhammad Ghazanfar. Was only 18 years and 230 something days. So yeah, future stars of Afghanistan.
Yeah, if you're wondering where that will be played, that will be not just here at Sharjah, but also up at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium as well, from the 29th of November through to the grand final on the 8th of December. One thing that both of these sides have benefited from hugely, the Asian Cricket Council pathways, the ICC pathways are exceptional as well, but all the Asian sides are getting such benefit, under 16, under 19s, men's and women's cricket all the way throughout the Emerging Teams Cup, which obviously Afghanistan know all about being champions of for the first time, as Omar side beats the outside edge. And there's just a question, because there was a noise. It's the most delayed appeal you could ever imagine. They're having a long think about it here. Timer is on this big screen, 5 seconds behind us. Counting down, and he's going to go for it at the last second. So was there a tickle on this, and is it the second wicket? Let's find out.
TV umpire's a director. We have a player review for caught behind. The original decision's not out. I've checked the bowler's feet and it's a fair delivery. Can we go to front on when ready, please? Can we just go to all treasure, please? There's a clear gap between bat and ball. Hassan, you can stay with your original decisions of not out. Stand by.
Well, Afghanistan
on-screen
convinced
signal now.
themselves, didn't they? The correct use of the technology, not out, is the decision that was correct on the field and then emphasised off the field. I think what we saw, Ahmed, was maybe just a little tickle of his back pad with the bat, because there was a noise through the stump mic. That's what convinced Shahidi to go upstairs.
You look at the wicket-keeper. Wicket-keeper was very clear. He said, I did not hear anything. How about you guys? Hashmatullah Shahidi looked very pumped up. He thought that he heard that noise, as you rightly indicated, coming off the pad. But it's small margin. Sometimes you just want to go. Afghanistan haven't been good with the reviews. In the previous ODI, they burned their 2 reviews, and once again, straight away, the first review's been burned.
I think you'll just see it here. If you keep an eye on the back pad, there was something, whether it was almost after the ball had gone by. You can just see there, I think there's a little flick of that back pad, maybe with the inside edge of the bat. Great use of the technology, the correct decision initially. And Afghanistan have burned one of their 2 reviews for this innings, much to the joy of the Bangladesh fans there in the background. Yeah, those ACC structures, they've been hugely beneficial for all of these Asian nations, putting them, you know, right up there. It's been a big part of Afghanistan's development.
Isn't it nice to see them having these opportunities to play and prepare themselves for the biggest stages? It is these players from the under-19 structure that come forward and play for the national side. Afghanistan at the same time doing wonders in the emerging Asia Cup has been phenomenal. That should really please the Afghanistan leadership, putting all the effort into developing these players. End of the over, number 12, 69 for 1.
So 5 bowlers used thus far. Plenty of other options. Still no Rashid Khan, of course. Continue with the seamers for the moment. There's those youngsters who'll be part of that ACC under-19s Asia Cup that gets going in 20 days from now. You look at their group that they'll play in. Afghanistan, Bangladesh, the 2 sides in action here. And then also Nepal and Sri Lanka. Now, that Nepal-Afghanistan under-19 game of that World Cup in January, low-scoring thriller. How amazing was that? I know Afghanistan lost it and they're used to so much success in the 19s, but Gazanfar was discovered through that campaign. It's a real pathway through.
You'll have the better stats than I do. I think he was the highest wicket taker for Afghanistan in that under-19 campaign. I think he took 7 wickets. And also, how about that 30+ runs that he scored against Nepal? He showed he can smash a few big ones.
He can certainly bat as well. I just love how that's become such an active production pathway now. And because of the quality of the ACC and the ICC broadcasts that are put on for those events, all of a sudden players are being scouted out of them. And they know that if you find a good young mystery spinner at 17, 18, 19, they just pick them, they throw them straight in. I know it's a different format, but Noor Ahmed, star of the show, wasn't he, in the Caribbean Premier League this year, can't get a game in this Afghan ODI side. That's the depth of the spin bowling stocks in Afghanistan.
Isn't it good to have such a problem when you have so many players benched who have done wonders across the world when you look at the franchise cricket, yet they are not able to make it to the playing 11 because you already have many more there doing the job. We talked about these games being broadcasted. It's also for the others in the country to watch him play and get inspired. It inspires the younger generation of the players to come forward and play for their country.
Yeah, I can assure you, back in Nepal, back in my second home there in Kathmandu, that victory for Nepal over Afghanistan was front page news. And that's an under-19 team, not even the national side. Front page of every paper. Obviously, it was an amazing finish too. little slower ball out of the back of the hand. But Gazanfer was one of those that lit up the tournament. He took 8 wickets, and it was really the average, the economy rate is 3.35. But also, think about Kwena Mafaka, 21 wickets, leading wicket taker in the tournament, straight into the IPL off the back of that. True,
and thank you for correcting me. I didn't exactly remember, maybe 7 or 8 wickets, but that's right. He was the highest wicket taker for Afghanistan in that tournament.
And also, we've seen a debutant into the Australian team from that 19s as well. The young left-arm spinner debuted up in Scotland. It's a real production path now, isn't it? That 19s goes straight through to the senior team. 13 bowled, 72 for 1. Young Cooper Connolly was the young left-arm spinning all-rounder. Seen Jake Fraser McGurk come through that pathway as well. So much young talent right now in the world. Clipped away. And a few shades of famous left-handers of lore here at Sharjah, as that's an elegant stroke. Just 1 bounce, 4 runs.
It took 12 deliveries to get the boundary. A welcome boundary this. I think Bangladesh is ticking along nicely. This one onto the pads. And such deliveries are not spared more often. Vacant area over there towards the leg side, and a wonderful looking shot from Shomya Sarkar. He's been looking really good today. He's constructed his innings nicely, took his time out in the middle and played some beautiful shots. A man on the mission, seems like doesn't want to leave unless he's got his 50 or 100 in the second over. Bangladesh will want it because they need to square the series, win this one.
Continues to look to me to be the best time of the day to bat, no doubt about that. And this is a very different start to the one Afghanistan had 3 days ago in the first ODI. So it's a very comfortable and pleased Bangladeshi team bench right now. Likely we'll see the youngster Mehdi Hassan Miraz, who's into his 99th ODI. We'll see him in possibly next at number 4. There's plenty of batting to come. They've got that experience of Mahmudullah. It might be Tawad Ridway, actually. We'll see at 4 today. Might be a change from that first game. And of course, Jakar Ali on his ODI debut. Piles into it and sends it all the way. That's an elegant stroke again, full of power, full of class. Shomya Sarkar and Bangladesh on the charge.
What a shot that is. This is one of his strengths, Shomya Sarkar. He likes pulling the ball. Got the one in the arc and said thank you very much, and beautifully smashed out of the ground. How good a shot that was.
Well, questions to answer all of a sudden for Afghanistan. 50 partnerships being brought up in good time. Shanto's probably being the lesser of this partnership, but all of a sudden things are looking very, very ominous for Afghanistan. They looked ominous in the second innings 3 days ago. They turned that around. How are they going to turn it around today, Ahmed?
Well, there's plenty of work to be done. Nangyal Kharota is yet to come and bowl. Rashid Khan is yet to be introduced to bowl, so he can, alongside Nangyal Kharota, should certainly be trying to make an impact. But if it is a batter's day, it is a batter's day. Shomya Sarkar looks to be in a very good nick to me. He scored 160 plus runs against South Africa. Shomya Sarkar batting brilliantly, really.
One of the challenges, though, for Afghanistan, but because of this left-handed dominant top order, top 3 all left-handers, they don't probably want to go to Kharota yet. And that may be the reason we're not seeing Rashid Khan on yet. But now Shahidi says, well, I don't think we can wait any longer. I think it is Rashid Khan that he's signalling to. We need to get our superstar on because we need to change the game. We need to end this partnership as soon as possible.
They need a breakthrough. They got to break this partnership. It's already looking very dangerous. 54, and they're still out there. Shomer Sarkar has been in a good touch. He's finding his feet. You got to break this partnership. The wicketkeeper sending that motivational message across. It's okay. You can be hit for a 4 or 6. Don't lose heart. We got that. Bangladesh, however, will be very happy with the sort of a start they have put here. Into the 14th over, 1 ball left, 82 on the board. They'll be very, very happy.
Yeah, really solid start. 10 runs come from that 14th over. 82 for 1.
Pretty special start from Bangladesh. 82 for 1. Rashid Khan coming on to bowl, and so idea is to uncouple this pair ASAP. But I thought this is really got to say a heroic comeback of sorts with the bat, because you weren't here for the first game. Bangladesh needed partnerships, and they've got one. In the last game, they were rolled over completely in no time, but this is such a healthy beginning.
It's a positive start. It's the positive mindset. Teams can go back after losing their first one to international in this series, and there's so many negative thoughts can come into the back of the mind, but the way they've handled themselves, they look to be in really positive frame. And to be able to convert those starts to a big one, that's the biggest challenge. Remember, Bangladesh were well placed at 120 for 2. What a shot that is from Shomer Sarkar. He's got a start here now, 32 of 40, and he needs to ensure that he bats deeper. So goes for Shanto.
ODI cricket allows you to have a sit-in period also for a little while. You don't have to really go with guns blazing all the time. So you've established a great platform, a partnership. You've got to make it happen now. Oh, that's a bad return at the non-striker's end. Runs Bangladesh an extra run, and that will happen because it is pretty hot, warmish kind of day, and a partnership can get the worst out of the fielding side at times. Baroto there not looking at the target and just throwing aimlessly in the end. He's a good player of the back foot. And so you want him to really grow now as a batsman, because you see, you're out there, you've gotten a start, you understand the conditions, you know how much the ball is spinning and all, and so you've got to make it count now. And that was my question to the captain also at the toss, that so many good-looking 30s and 40s, and then they kind of drop the ball and get out. 85 for 1.
Extra, yaar, come on. Good.
Nabi has been put away for plenty in his 2 overs. Economy of 8.5 on the higher side. Flight and spin. Ball at a good pace as well, 81.1 kph.
Yeah, remember, he's the one who set him nicely in that first one-day international, forced him to play that conventional sweep, so it would have 2 fielders in the slip, and he was well set, Shanto. Maybe that's the sort of plan they need to apply one more time, because you look at positives. Bangladesh were cruising 120 for 2 for the chase of 236.
Well, that's gone all the way, I think. It's a 6, magnificently put away. Went back, it wasn't such a bad ball, but made into one by using the crease. Excellent batting.
That's the 4th 6, and it's gone like a rocket. Off the back foot, he picked it up nicely. At one stage, he thought maybe that fielder would have come in business. But it goes flat, it goes quick, and it goes for the maximum. And which also allows you to calm yourself in the middle once you do pick up those boundaries. 8 4s and 4 6s in this innings of 91. Another good start, a good partnership, but it has to continue. The fielder at mid-on now goes back at long on. He wanted to have a run over for a single, but good call from the non-striker Shummo Shocker. Shummo Shocker also came with a bang in one-day international. He's got more than 2,000 runs in the one-day internationals.
Run rate at 5.69, 91 for 1. Right, we'll have a little pause here because it's drinks time. Bangladesh putting up a great show with the bat, winning the toss and electing to bat on a used pitch. Tanzit was impressive for his 22 of 17, and then this partnership is now worth 63 of 79. It has to grow and continue for Bangladesh. Still very early in this contest, 16 overs ball. All about making sure that you milk the advantage that you've got through this pair.
Yeah, it has been a good partnership with a lot of responsibility. Remember, the skipper in the middle was also looking good in that first one-day international. Some good-looking shots early on, but then he cracked on to Mushaka, especially. That was from Shanto also picking up those short pitch deliveries, but there's some really good piece of timing, especially from Chummo Shaka. He took on the bowlers, both the left-handers presented with few short pitch deliveries, and then paying a big price by picking up those boundaries.
A very attractive partnership. Farooqi swung the ball up front, but he was a bit expensive. Ghazan for 1 for 16. They were a little bit careful against him, which was the way to go. 5 overs, 1 for 16. Nabi 3 overs, none for 23. A bit expensive, and so now I think the fulcrum of this next few overs will be around Rashid's shoulders. He will be the key around which Bangladesh would want to put pressure, or will put pressure on Bangladesh.
Yeah, they would need to play some smart cricket, Ramiz, because they're up against one of the finest right-arm wrist spinner in the world. But you cannot let your guard down, no matter who you're playing against. Yes, Rashid, watchful. Also others, to be able to survive and then look to score. Maybe maybe the right way to go about, especially against someone like Rashid Khan, is to look to rotate strike, look to pick up singles. There is a long on and a long off, so easy pickings driving down the ground.
Oh, Rashid! Good boy, good boy, good boy.
Yeah, just like that. What it also does, it releases the pressure. Pressure starts to build up when you start to play those dot deliveries, and that's exactly what Rashid Khan will be hoping for. Well, I can tell you one thing. He's never been dismissed by Rashid Khan, Nazmuddin Shanto, and has got a very good record in one-day internationals. Ramiz picks up a single. He's played 9 innings. First 5 did not do much with the bat, but in the next 3, he has managed to score 104, 59, 147, plus this present innings of 31 not out. Nazmuddin Shanto against Afghanistan.
Yeah, he's not going to flight much. It's all about hitting the deck hard, and so he'll bank on his variations. He's a tremendous operator, Rashid. Very disciplined, knows how to bowl on different surfaces. And his challenge is how to be a winner on a surface where he's bowling first. Another good delivery. That angle across the left-hander.
Yeah, he's been a smooth operator for many years. It's the wrong one. That's the reason why there is a slip in place. A couple of really good deliveries.
All right, Rash, keep going.
17 done, 93 for 1.
شباب boy. وترميخ شوي زوانانو. لغسي. دير دش في ماكو. देखो बलगी देखो बना लगी दे
You got to improvise. I get the point. He's just slowed up a pace a little bit. Not firing them in now, Nabi. Not a lot of bounce, and it was expected. Use pitch. It'll have more spin second time around, so Bangladesh are very much in this contest. Get a good score on the board. 240, 250 should be the target right now, and they're pretty much in line for that.
Yeah, anything above 250 could turn out to be challenging for Afghanistan. The reason for me to mention that they cannot afford to let their guard down is because of the fact that even in that chase of 235 in that first one-day international here a couple of days earlier, they were in a good solid position at 120 for 2. But all of a sudden, a couple of wickets, and then wickets can really put so much pressure. They lost this last 7 wickets for just 11 runs. And quietly and surely, Afghanistan will be just discussing this in the middle. It was a huge collapse. That's the Bangladesh worst collapse.
Good over from Nabi. It's 95 for 1. Yeah, it was a horrific run chase in the end for Bangladesh. Massive collapse.
Yeah, even someone like Shumbu Shaka, remember he made 169 versus New Zealand in 2023 at Nelson. Highest score by an Asian batter in New Zealand. Also highest score by a Bangladesh batter outside Bangladesh. He's in the middle. He's set, so is Shanto. So it's a period where they would be looking to rotate strike once in a while if there's an opportunity to pick up a boundary. Yeah, grab it. But more importantly, this partnership needs to go bigger. They need to bat a little bit more deeper to ensure they have wickets in their hand later on.
That's good batting. It's simple batting. He's going to target the stumps. All you have to do is to make sure that there's a healthy rotation of strike and no dramas needed at this stage. With the spin on that one, and Rashid will always be more than competitive. What a tremendous athlete. Oh, very close to the front pad. It was the inside edge that saved him in the end. Went across the line and almost missed that straighter line.
Yeah, maybe just drifting down the leg side also. We saw him bowling those wrong ones. Maybe the idea is to bring it back from offside to the leg side. Yeah, not a bad, could have been a good shout, but inside edge.
Yeah! He's gone, I think. Yes. Playing him off the back foot, the ball skids off the surface. Partnership is broken. I don't think that it needs a review. I think he's done. So partnership has been broken. And what are they thinking? No, he's going to walk away. This is what Rashid wanted the batsman to do. Play him off the back foot, the ball skidding, straighter line and plumb in front of the stumps. A dead duck. So partnership is broken. What next now for Afghanistan? We know that they can absolutely come back into any contest through the likes of Rashid and other spinners. Played well Shobhu Sarkar for 35, Bangladesh 99 for 2. Two down for 99. Hassan Miraz can bat, can bowl, can field, is a tremendous all-round cricketer.
Yeah, you just wonder that dismissal. Shobhu Sarkar should have been on the front foot. Ooh, there you go. Very close, but it says it's pitched out to the leg stump. Should have taken the review. He had a long chat with the skipper. But to us even, it looked pretty plumb, didn't it?
And the thing is that the non-striker has got to be acting like an umpire for you. And so it's a difficult job because he's standing away from the umpire's angle. A little uppish, but he's off the mark. But what a miss by Bangladesh. Not going for the review. 100 for 2 now.
All-important wicket in that last over for Rashid Khan. Mehdi Hassan Miraz in at number 4. Abid Nabi to continue from the Sharjah club end. So captain and vice-captain at the crease now for Bangladesh. First right-hander of the day as well.
Does it mean that it's time for Nangyal Kharote to come and start bowling, Brian? Maybe they were holding him because they were two left-handed.
Well, it was a long and earnest discussion between Shanto and Shumya Shaka. They thought about it and thought about it, and in the end decided against the review. But Shanto would still be there now had they gone for it. He's frustrated there, and I can promise you, when he'd have seen the replay we've just seen, he'll be even more frustrated. Things are happening for Afghanistan. Getting the ball to turn, getting the wicket as well. And things can change very quickly. The quality of spin that they possess, Afghans. Good discipline in last few overs. Just a single.
Yeah, Shobhu Sarkar looked really good for his 35 and very unlucky that they didn't take the review. Maybe it has to do with the first ODI. They burned the review, so did Afghanistan. Sometimes you do your homework. Sometimes it fires back. And this is a quick run taken. Could this be a run out? That was a scare.
It was Mahedi's call, ball going behind square. He was confident he'd make it, and he probably didn't even need the dive in the end. Faisal Haq Faruqi it was, at short fine leg.
Has been a good comeback by Afghanistan since the drinks break. Only 4 runs coming off this over. Bangladesh are 104 for 2.
This action at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium, the 301st Men's International at the ground, a Firebird production for the Afghanistan Cricket Board. 20 overs gone then, 30 to come in this innings.
No run.
Time for me to put Ahmed and Devender on the spot. What do you reckon Bangladesh are looking at here?
First thing first, I really enjoy the fact that you ask us for the predictions. I missed that when we had that South Africa-Afghanistan series. A couple of predictions came right, and I'm so very happy about it. Quick run. Oh, another dive. Looking at how the wicket is behaving in Sharjah, you can never project as to how things can be, but it seems like they should be good for 220 and more. Looking at how they have played the last 20 overs, they still have 8 wickets in the bag. I wonder what Devender thinks.
Well, they need in the vicinity of 250 to make it competitive. Looking at the quality of batters in Afghanistan lineup, also where they are currently. Yes, Afghanistan got 4 outstanding spinners who can change the complexion of the game in just a spell, 1 or 2 spells. 250, that's something that should be aiming if you're a Bangladeshi supporter or Bangladeshi cricketer.
Let's put you back on the spot. What do you think?